I got this new IBM Thinkpad to replace my old Panasonic Toughbook. Even though I've only had that computer for about 3 months now, it's now August, I believe the 11th now, as of the recording of this video. I was using that Panasonic Toughbook CFT4 for quite some time that I had made a video of. It was actually the last video prior to this video being uploaded. And that Toughbook served me well. It actually is now being used by another person. It's not mine anymore. I don't own it anymore. But mainly just because of its sluggish nature. It had 512 megabytes of RAM, and it being a Toughbook, it takes some kind of proprietary specialty RAM. This is an IBM Thinkpad. It's one of their offerings from the Thinkpad lineup. It being old enough to still bear the IBM logo, but being new enough to be Windows Vista, and thus Windows 7, possibly even Windows 8 capable. So without me spoiling too much ahead of time, let's get into this computer. This computer was had for $30-something on eBay, of course, and the seller really did their best to ship this out very quickly. Actually, the first laptop I ordered of this had a broken screen somehow. I have no clue how that could have happened. He wrapped it in bubble wrap, put it in a nice box, and it had a broken screen. So I'm not sure if that happened in shipping or was like that when it was shipped out. But he went ahead and sent out a replacement. This is its replacement, thankfully, and it's in great condition. Just a few superficial scratches. Now, right on the top here, it actually has 3 indicator lights for the battery charging, the connection status of whether you have the AC adapter plugged in, and then a sleep indicator. There's no power light here because there's several lights on the front of the computer that turn on and let you know when it's running. I know that there's one right here actually that lights up green. Going over to this side, it does have a fan and something that I was surprised to find, a 4-pin FireWire jack, which is going to come in very handy. It has a standard VGA jack, no HDMI, a dial-up modem, and an Ethernet connection. It has a stereo microphone jack and a headphone jack, both 1/8 inch or 3.5mm jacks, and a USB port mounted vertically, not horizontally, to be able to accommodate this PCI Express card slot. It's actually a dual card slot. Now over on this side of the computer there's nothing too exciting, but this is where the hard drive is actually stored, and it's really easy to access it. You just open up this screw and you can gain access to it. We have a DVD-ROM CDRW drive. Now the seller threw in this IBM Thinkpad battery. It's a genuine IBM Thinkpad battery, although there's no guarantee as to its performance. So I'm going to have to do a few field tests. And we have a 20-volt DC power port with the positive pin in this very dead center. And something interesting is that I didn't have any of these power chargers to actually fit this. You can see I had them that would fit, but the center pin was always just a tad too big. I didn't have any adapters that would fit that center pin, so I actually had to buy one and wait for the slowest shipping in the world to come. It took almost 2 weeks to get it. It does have a docking connector. I will be getting that dock connector very soon to be able to use this easily. And something I can't seem to understand is all of these laptops that came from this seller, well, only these 2 ThinkPads, they look like somebody was messing around in here before I got it. This laptop only has 1 screw missing, but the laptop with the broken screen, the ThinkPad, has, I believe, all 3 of these screws missing. So this entire panel where your hand rests is loose and flimsy, and you could just pry it right up. You can see this one's actually starting to do it too because it's missing a screw. But the other one, the entire plastic piece is all loose, and it doesn't feel very secure. So I have to, I guess, take the screws off of that broken laptop and use them with this one. This has a 14.1 inch tall screen, 4:3 aspect ratio screen, and I'm really very happy to have a non-glossy matte screen. Having a matte screen is definitely a big plus, at least for me. Of course, it's not going to make the colors and such more vibrant and vivid as does a glossy screen, but I'll live with that because I will be able to use this computer outdoors without having to squint. It actually has what's called a Think light, and it's a small amber color LED light that shines down at the keyboard and the trackpad so that you can use this in total and complete darkness. Has some more indicator lights here for caps lock and number lock. Doesn't have one for scroll lock, interestingly enough, but it's got an indicator for the hard drive, the power indicator, which I'm not quite sure why they used a Z for that, the battery, the charger, connectivity, and the sleep indicator. And like I said, this is new enough to still have Vista compatibility, but old enough to still sport the IBM logo. But over here on the screen, it says Lenovo, so this was probably during their merger as one company, their rebranding. We've got special hotkeys here, function keys for the volume controls, the ThinkVantage button. This is the scroll button, so when you want to scroll up and down a page, you press that down and then move this track point up and down the scroll. This is your left click and that is your right click. Now this laptop may not have any kind of a webcam built in, but it does have a built-in microphone, a very good quality microphone actually. And it comes with an Intel Centrino Duo. I don't know the clock speed of it, I gotta look that up. But once again, it's designed for XP, but it can run Vista and hopefully Windows 7. Now one really cool feature with this laptop that I think is pretty cool is if you ever want to change these CD drives, I guess to upgrade them or perhaps downgrade them, is you simply press this switch here, move it to the right, you can see that this plastic piece pops out. And now that I can do that, you can see that this is a genuine Lenovo Ultra Bay Enhance CDRW drive. I could pop it in now, and as long as I push this plastic piece back in, I won't be able to pull that drive back out. The only pitfall of buying used computers is almost all the time that people take the hard drives and all the useful things out of them and sell them bare bones. Now this does have RAM, it does have a gigabyte of DDR2 RAM in it. I would like to upgrade it to 2 gigabytes, but the only RAM I have available, which seems to have escaped this work area, is incompatible with this specific laptop, so it'll stick with 1 gigabyte for now. Another pitfall is that it doesn't have a hard drive or a caddy, so I actually had to order both of those things on eBay as well. And the hard drive caddy was something around $10, probably too much, but I wanted to get it quick, so I bought the one that had a quicker shipping option available. Now the hard drive, I just was using a basic 160 or I believe 250 gigabyte Western Digital 5400 RPM hard drive. Nothing special, but it'll get the job done for now.